It's been a favorite of kids for generations, and today it is the key ingredient for some delicious and nutritious snacks kids will devour. Asthma affects millions of kids. Today we get tips from a pediatrician on how kids can control their asthma. The internet, cell phones, and kids can be a dangerous mix. Today we talk to an expert on cyberbullies and your child's safety with mobile devices. Welcome to Designing Spaces, Kid Spaces, the show that's all about you and your space, your home and surroundings, and how they relate to your kids. I'm Debbie Marie. Today, we are fostering bright futures by revisiting the Boys and Girls Club to help the kids get ready for school. Yep, it's that time of year again. It's our special two-part Kid Spaces Back to School special. But first, let's take a look at the Pompano Beach facility of the Boys and Girls Club and find out what they're all about, both here and around the country.
The Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County is actually one of the largest clubs in the country. For us here in Broward County, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County serve 12,000 kids annually, and we have 12 freestanding locations. Today here we're at the Stephanus unit, where we have over 1,000 members annually that are a part of participating in Boys and Girls Clubs activities.
The mission of the Boys and Girls Club is to reach out to lives of young men, young women, those that need us most, and to help them to reach their full potential as productive, caring citizens.
To kick off our two-parter, we look how the internet and children can be a dangerous mix, and we address issues like cyberbullying, sexting, privacy, and online money sense. Plus, we teamed up with parents, their kids, and a doctor to talk asthma and understanding how to get it under control for the millions affected. To wrap it all up, we get in the kitchen and make some delicious after-school snacks the kids will devour. So stick around and see it all right here on Kid Spaces Back to School Special, Part 1. About half of children between the ages of 8 and 12 have a cell phone and visit the internet. Parents need to know what they can do to ensure their kids are responsible users. There are many dangers out there in the cyber world, and some can have long-term negative effects. I had the chance to get with a leading expert and get some excellent tips and suggestions for parents who have kids online and with wireless devices. Take a look at this.
With the kids going back to school, you can expect there will be a lot of activity with phones and other wireless devices. They'll be meeting new friends, getting together with schoolmates, all the activities you would expect. What about cyber safety? Children and technology can be a dangerous mix. Jamie, thank you so much for being here with us on our Back to School special today.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of everyone at CTIA. We're really excited to be here to talk about this very important topic.
Now, some of our viewers may not realize what CTIA is and why you're concerned about cyber safety for children. So can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. So CTIA, the Wireless Association, we represent over 200 member companies, and there are service providers, network providers, device manufacturers, and app and content creators. And what I think it's important to realize is that our members are parents, so they understand how important it is that parents have tools for their kids to use their mobile devices responsibly. So they have some great tools. We didn't reinvent the wheel. We simply took the best of the best and developed growingwireless.com.
Now, there's a lot of areas that kids can find themselves getting into trouble with the cyber world that they live in. I know 4 particular ones that you think that parents should be aware of.
Yes, on the website we've focused on cyberbullying, sexting, dollars and cents, which helps parents manage the financial aspect of it, and finally privacy and security.
Okay, let's start with the first one, cyberbullying. I think everybody's heard of that by now, but when your kid is living through this can be a really difficult thing.
I think cyberbullying is when you pick on someone and make them feel bad and putting nasty stuff about other people on the internet.
You know, what's interesting about cyberbullying is it's really a term that adults created. Bullying for kids is bullying, whether it's online or offline. And one thing that we know from surveys is that kids appreciate and understand that their parents are going to give them rules about using their mobile devices. So one of the things that we have is a family template, rules that parents and kids can agree to with respect to their use of mobile devices. With respect to cyberbullying, that's certainly one of those areas where you need to open the conversation with your kids and talk about it.
Let's talk about another one that can be kind of awkward to talk about with your kids. Sexting.
I believe sexting is inappropriate. It's like something kids shouldn't really do.
I think sexting is just basically words and comments to get a girl or a boy to send any pictures or say any things about like their body.
Sexting, yes, it's gotten a lot of public attention in the last couple of years, and it really is the sharing of inappropriate content, be it either via video or through messages or images. And kids, again, need rules. They need to understand the ramifications of their actions and that their actions can hurt them and can also hurt other kids. So it's important that parents have the tools to have those discussions with their kids and have those rules.
When my parents gave me a phone, my parents said, do not buy anything without permission and don't be stupid with the internet.
When you give your child a mobile device, it's a unique opportunity to teach them life skills like budgeting, like time management. And our member companies have some great tools to help parents in this regard. Ways to determine what sort of device you should get for your kid and what sort of plan they should have, how much texting they're going to be doing, which they all love to do, and how to, again, talk to your child about what your expectations are and the limitations that they're going to have with respect to their mobile devices.
Another big concern, I would think, for parents is privacy with these mobile devices. So how can we protect our kids and help teach them about that?
Well, I think one of the things that's important to remember is that mobile devices give parents peace of mind. You know where your kid is, you can talk to them, they can access emergency services or law enforcement if necessary, but privacy is a concern. And one of the things that we encourage on our website is that parents educate themselves, understand the privacy policies of the service provider that you're using or the app or content creators so that you understand what can be shared, and then talk to your child and talk to them about what should be shared and what shouldn't be shared.
So is the industry doing anything to ensure safety, such as parental controls?
Oh, absolutely. There are incredible tools available, and again, all available on growingwireless.com. There are tools on the website. Use them, make use of them, have rules with your kids, talk to them about what your expectations are and what they should be doing, and then finally revisit those rules. Technology changes, kids mature, so make certain that you're updating those rules, and remember to revisit the site, growingwireless.com, and it is available in Spanish as well.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Jamie. I feel like I've learned a lot about the cyber world and how to even protect myself.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're out of time for today, but be sure to join us on our part 2 of our Kid Spaces Back to School special, featuring the kids from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County in Pompano Beach, Florida. I'm Debbie Marie. Bye for now. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.